Now, what's real bad is when a woman scorns herself and you didn't even scorn her. You know what I mean, right? And then suddenly, right, it dawns on her you made love to her, and yet she didn't even have the problem with it until then. Until then, right? I mean, everything else was going good, no repercussions. Done the day of, right? Right? You see what I mean, right? I mean, how, you know, bad of dating do you have to be, right? To not realize, okay, when a guy pulls down your pants, he's got an option to use his penis with you, and then play dumb for 2 weeks or so, right? And then realize it when I talk about pregnancy and the letters and all that. I know. That might have got you pregnant, right? Well, that's the point about her not talking to me and me not knowing what's going on in her mind, right? You know what I mean, right? See, okay, some women, okay, don't think they have to tell you they don't want sex when they do, what they do. Because, see, I've had encounters with women who claim to be Christians anyway, right? You know what I mean, right? Most American women are kind of confused sexually today anyway and are having premarital sex even in the church, right? And that's what I mean. That's what I mean. And then, you know, it's like, okay, right? You mean you're that out of dating that you didn't know we even had sex until right, 2 weeks later? Right? When I mentioned it in one of those letters about getting you pregnant and marrying you and all that, right? Even if you weren't pregnant, right? And that's what finally clued you in. We had sex. Now, it's not like, like I said, right? There's signs someone's gay. There's signs someone's straight, right? Exactly. And there's signs someone's sexually confused, right? And don't know what sex is, right? Well, like I said, right? When someone tells you they're molested by their dad and they're not up forward with what they want from you, you don't know until what? Right? Sorry, I'm watching blockers or cock blockers, whatever you want to call it. Couldn't use that as a title. anyway. But the point is, right? I know. Um, like I said, straight women, okay, you know, will, you know, go after a male. Gay women will feel awkward around the male. And to lose your virginity. And that's the problem. That's the problem. Now, when you're dealing with different ideas of that, though, some people try to label you, right? See, some men look more feminine. Some men look more masculine, right? Things like that, too, right? So that becomes stereotypical, right? And we're all trying to date. So all this person is doing is acting sexually confused towards me, when I'm not confused about how I feel. Anyway, whether it's Sheena on the island, right, or women after her, and what, you think Rose wasn't a Christian? You think the girl from Boston wasn't a Christian? You think the girl from the club, the girl in the store, or the girl at Shay's party which I told you up front, I had sex with 5 women already, right? Okay. You didn't understand that either. And you let me pull down your pants. Okay. And you didn't know we had sex. But you didn't say you wanted just oral sex either, right? I could have complied to that. See, that's the point. When someone doesn't say what they really want and pretend you can read their mind when you can't, right? It's too late 2 weeks later to realize we had done had sex and you went along with it. Until then. Right, too? Right, too. That's too late. That's too late. Okay, that's something you bring up the day of when, I pull down your pants, right? Before I pull down mine, right? And you don't close your eyes, right? Not even seeing what I'm doing to you, right? That's permission too. That's permission too. See, the difference between permission, right, is you're letting me do what I'm about to do without saying what word? No, don't do that. Now, if you assumed, okay, I was going to stick my head between your legs and I didn't pull down my pants too, right? And I was in you for a good minute and we came together and then I pulled it back up in yours too, right? And we were done. Sex could be that quick, honey. Under a tree in the park. It's called a quickie. It's called a quickie. And what a quickie is you're not exactly in the best of, situations, but still, no. You thinking the female wants sex with you too. She's not saying no, right? She lets you pull down her pit shorts and pants and pennies, right? So you're raring to go. You're raring to go. See, that's the problem too. Communication breakdown. It's always the same, according to Zeppelin. That's the point. And it's too late 2 weeks later to realize, oh, he had sex with me? What? And they get all pissed off with me. Oh, no. And pretend it didn't happen. Too late. No one in their right mind is that naive. No. Not even Adam and Eve after the sin of Eden. Yeah, no. And don't think it was sexual numbnuts. They just lie about that to you. They lie about it to your face. You really think a serpent can speak to a woman behind a tree? And the tree ain't considering a human being? Idiot. No. With a penis? Okay. Don't use your head. Don't use your head. That's what the whole point of the story Moses means. I know it is. Without saying it, he's telling you something spoke to the woman that she thought was a snake by a tree or behind a tree. No. And she went over to it. And knew good and evil with it. The man and woman has become as one of us to know good and evil. I know. I know. Now, if you want to make adultery a sin, that makes adultery a sin. Because they weren't with one another, but another being. Did this being entice them? Yeah. Did this being, though, get them both? Damn. Yeah, even Adam ate. Right? That's where your mind is really being blocked from Satan and Adam. Both. I want you to know what that was. What kind of sex that was. Now, what made it truly evil is the way it was done, too. Yeah. It was none too gentle, gay people. If you know what I mean. I know what you mean. Right. Nor was it done in love. Not from Satan, anyway. Damn. Now, Adam might have naively offered it up to him. You know what I mean. Asking Eve if she liked it herself. You know, the man asking the woman who receives him if she liked it herself. It's not bad. I'm sure that's what she said. You get it. You get it. Quit playing dumb. It's all you do. I don't know. You play dumb. When the truth is right in front of your face. You just want to deny it. And pretend. Okay? 2 weeks later. That you didn't know what was going on. Your dad even molested you. And you didn't know what a man was after. Come on. Get a brain. Act like you're on planet Earth. And don't have to say specifically if you don't want sex. When you do. And 2 weeks later, if you act like you like the sex, it's too late. So it is. For anybody and everybody. With a brain. And what kind of sheltered life have you lived, Sheena? Seriously. That men and women do not have sex in the 90s. Give me a break. Give me a break. You're in the damn 90s. People all around us are having sex. What part of bringing a blanket to a damn park don't you understand is going to make the man think you want sex with him? I mean, come on. You think that's for oral sex? In my mind? Oh. No. For sex. See, I can use the blanket to cover it while I'm sticking my penis in your pussy. How it works. Of course, we don't want them to see that. That's private. But you mean it. Not that I wouldn't have done oral sex and sex. Either. But it was planted. You know what I mean. And the problem isn't the sex itself. You went along with it. That's the point. You didn't say no before I put it in, right? That's where it becomes rape. Not realizing we did it 2 weeks later, naively. Like you're on some other planet than planet Earth. You ever seen the movie Earth Girls Are Easy? I know. With Gina Davis and Jeff Goldblum. Okay? You know, what that means is, okay, is you're so sexually confused that you think a man could read your mind and know you only wanted oral sex the following day, about almost over 12 hours later, and to him, he's just continuing where you left off too, but going in a different direction by that time. So, come on. What planet are you really on? When dating, okay, unless you say you do not want sex to the male, expect sex. Or you're on the wrong planet. Maybe you're gay and didn't know it until afterwards or something. That's too late too. See, the one acting gay, though, is the girlfriend. who don't know what sex is or didn't say. She didn't even say I want a church wedding before sex. Did she? No, I didn't hear that. Did you say that to your friend, but not to me or something? Right. See, don't tell your friend I'm going to marry him in the church. Tell me that. And I would have waited. You think I wouldn't? No. That's wild. What's wrong with you? But most rape victims aren't conscious and don't realize they had sex 2 weeks later and didn't know it. Nor do they confuse oral sex with the penis. No, they don't. No, they don't. At all. And even act like you enjoyed whatever I did with you. I mean, you did close your eyes, I admit that. Okay? But you didn't mind what I put in you. Wasn't my tongue. Wasn't your tongue. Even when we were done. And you redressed and we went on with our date. It's still part of the date. Too, you know what I mean? Right. I made it part of the date to make love to her. Right. And there's a difference. I wasn't treating her like a slut because of her dad. I knew that was a mistake. And I wasn't upset about it either. I didn't do that through my ex-girlfriend, Lisa Baker. Mm-hmm. But I don't recall having sex with Lisa either. I'm doing things with her too. Right. Exactly. I'm just trying to figure this out. What kind of human being am I dealing with here? Someone who doesn't think she has to tell me she don't want sex with me before I have sex with her? When she didn't say she didn't want sex with me? Yeah, that kind of seems she's that naive about dating a male. And I swear to God, I don't understand it. Not even to this day. What happened? What the problem she had with me was. I know. And see, when you started lying, it was too late to change. You consented, right? See, rape has to be reported the night of, too. You saw me the following day, idiot. You welcomed me with open arms. But it wasn't until I mentioned the pregnancy and getting married to you. What? That's when you realized it? Or did you... You wouldn't have even missed your period until the end of that month, right? Or did you? Was that it? You missed your period and were worried you were pregnant suddenly, and then suddenly it dawned on you we had sex? I know. Okay. Because you didn't get your period. Plot thickens. Dun, 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 dun. That's the point. Did you not get your period the following month, too? Right. As I was talking about it in the letters. And then it dawned on you. What, did I have sex with him? Did he have sex with me? And I did the other sex? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Well, the problem is you didn't say that's what you wanted. See, that's not rape. That's a date where you neglected to inform the male you didn't want sex with him. He, instead of doing oral sex, did sex. See, you gotta say that. That's why words are important in America. That's called freedom of speech. So you have the freedom to say no if I'm trying to have sex with you instead of oral sex. You're supposed to know, okay? Most people don't close their eyes for oral sex. Usually it's for sex. I don't know why you wouldn't want to watch me doing oral sex on you anyway. That way you make sure it's oral. And not sex. Don't that make more sense? But that's what I mean. I'm having to talk to her like I would a child who does not have any common sense in the dating world at 19. Is acting like she's so incredibly naive. I mean, that, you know, She don't even have to tell me she don't want sex. I already know. No, I don't. No, I don't. I done had sex with 5 other women. I told you that first, right? Before we even got along the following day. And what part of that don't you understand? I've done been with 5 women. And I didn't mean just orally. Is that what you thought? As well as just oral sex? I'm 23 too. Right. You're 19. Right. You know, I just thought you had a bad relationship with your dad, was wanting to get over him and be with a man. Be with a man, right? Yeah. Yeah. And get that shit out from under you. And make love under a tree. Which is what I thought we did. Which is what you thought we did. Until you missed your period and lied your ass off about it. And freaked out on me. And I'm serious. You freaked out. Talk about being taught narcissistic self-righteousness, right? Which is exactly what that is, right? You don't wait 2 weeks later to tell the guy you were with that you just wanted oral sex. Either that's 2 weeks too late. You might even miss your period. You wait 2 weeks to tell him, and then stop writing him, and he don't know what's going on still. But what do you think? Like the song keeps playing in my mind. Communication breakdown is always the same. Communication breakdown. I'm going insane. Right. And all because you failed to disclose the type of sex you wanted to meet. I know. Acting like I knew you wanted oral sex when I didn't. Right. Right. Now, what am I trying to do here, though? Break through her naivete. Bring her to reality. Help her deal with it with sex, not oral. And accept it, right? Because whatever she did about it, it's done handled, right? What, good or bad, right or wrong, right? Can't change it. I don't know. And it is what it is. And though the only way you can do something about it on a ship is throw yourself down some stairs, honey. Unless you want to go with the clothes hanger. And that can ruin you. That can ruin you. To where you might not even be able to have a child with any man, even if you legally marry him after that. But all I can do is what? Apologize now, say I didn't know you were wanting just oral sex, and had you said that, it would have been fine. It would have been fine. Whole point. But I was with some 19-year-old naive Christian, right, who don't think she has to tell her new partner, new boyfriend, she don't want sex, right? If she don't want sex with him, right? But even Christians have sex today, premarital. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Some might pretend they don't, and some might actually wait for marriage. That's not the problem. Either. But some people aren't, right? And if you don't communicate that to your boyfriend, again, he don't know. He don't know what you're doing either. And you let him put up your underwear and your shorts, and you don't remind him that, hey, I want oral sex from last night, right? He's on a different page by then, right? The oral sex didn't quite work out anyway. He might go for straight sex. Exactly. And she didn't say no to the straight sex, right? And she might not have even realized it, though it was good, she liked the sex. She didn't mind the sex. She didn't mind what he did, and until she found out it was sex. That's also the knowledge of good and evil, right? Blinding yourself to the sex and then finding out 2 weeks later you had sex. Okay. You're not all there, you're not all there. And it's not just dad's fault. It's not just dad's fault. It's not just the church's fault. No. You don't even know right from wrong. No. Yourself. That you have to tell the male what you want. No. And I can't do nothing if she didn't tell me. No. I don't know, right? I have an option there, right? Once I pull down her panties, what I want to stick in her, my tongue or my penis. She knew that too, right? Okay.